welcome to another episode of Social and Media Matters Talks. I am delighted to welcome Ankit Rastogi of Arpan India, who has 6 years of experience in Edtech leadership and digital partnerships. His contribution to the industry are marked by his unwavering commitment to excellence and innovation. Today, in this interview, we will discuss his work and his organization's views on child sexual abuse. Once again, welcome, Ankit.
Thank you, Pravisa.
So, Ankit, this is a really interesting topic, and I have gone through a lot of your work. And I would like to begin by asking that if you can share more about your organization and your work at Arpan.
Okay, so let's start with Arpan. Arpan is India's largest non-profit organization working towards the prevention and intervention of child sexual abuse. We have a team of about 140 professionals. Arpan's key project focuses on person safety education in schools, teaching children and adolescents about person safety so that they can identify and seek help without any hesitation and fear. Arpan also trains and empowers teachers and parents with knowledge and attitude and skills needed to prevent and deal with child sexual abuse. Since 2007, Arpan has impacted over 18 million individuals and has received 8 national and 2 international awards.
That's really brilliant. Like, you're awarded for your work. And what is your role in Arpan? If you can just share a little bit
So
more
I'm
about it.
associated with digital learning vertical at Arpan. We create and formulate digital products to deliver our content through digital medium that we have. It is www.arpaneland.com. So through this, we reach out to those who are unreached and create impact at scale.
So basically, you're empowering a lot of youth and children on digital safety, if I talk about largely, and that also brings in the concept of child safety over there.
Correct.
So thank you for sharing that beautiful insight, and we really appreciate your work and also the work done by Arpan and the entire team. So I basically want to next ask you about, there are some products that I came across that you developed, and you have been developing, you've been working extensively upon that. Can you share a bit more about it? Like, what's the process and how many individuals have accessed it? What your content looks like, if you can share a bit more about that.
So we have been developing digital products since 2018. Through our digital program, 274,000 individuals have accessed Arpan digital content. So our content has been, integrated by various partners. So what we do is we create various type of digital products such as videos, e-learning courses, flip books, and we have very interesting and colorful animated audiovisual tools for children between 4 to 7 years old. Simultaneously, we create e-learning courses. So we have 8 to 10 year person safety course. We have person safety course for 11 to 13-year-olds. And then we have courses for adults and parents and caregivers as well. So what we do is we identify material based on a certain age group, and we use appropriate themes and color and format and vocabulary. And then we have a focus group discussion with parents, teachers, and children to understand the requirement, and based on those discussions, we formulate our content and create products.
It's really interesting because you understand the nature of what children would like, what will appeal them, the color coding that you're talking about. I'm interested to know that, what are languages do you cover? Because India is diverse, looking into the cultural aspects. With every 100 kilometers that you travel in India, the language changes in India. So if you can just draw and throw some light upon the languages that you use and what all material is available online for others' consumption, how they can consume it, because you talked about arpanlearn.com, where they can access a lot of content. So if you can just share a bit more about that.
So we have multiple, content material on our eLearn website. One is, as I just told you, 4 to 7-year-old animation video that is available in 2 languages, English and Hindi. Then we have My Safety Book for 4 to 7-year-olds. It is available in 3 languages, English, Hindi, Marathi. Then we have a person safety course for 8 to 10-year-olds, which is available in 7 languages, English, Hindi, Marathi, Punjabi, Bengali, Gujarati, and also Spanish. Then we have our person safety course 11 to 13-year-olds, which is available in 6 languages, English, Hindi, Marathi, Punjabi, Bengali, Gujarati. And we have adults course that is available in 3 languages, that is English, Hindi, Marathi.
All this is available online, right?
All this is available on our Arpan Elan website. Anyone can go, to Arpan Elan website and access these courses for free.
Wonderful. My next question to you was that, how does Arpan share this content with other organizations? Since it is online, it is public, viewers, whoever is watching this video, Arpan is doing fantastic work. Please go through the resources, check them out. There are in multi languages. You might be interested knowing in which language do they offer, and you can also give them suggestions if you want in any specific other language as well, because international market is also covered. Spanish that I heard about, that's fantastic, Ankit.
Also, we are working on translating into more regional languages so that we have higher outreach and we can create impact at scale.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to know that you cater to people of different age groups, like from 4 to 7 to 8 to 10, and then so on till parents. That's really interesting. And I would be interested. Yes.
Yeah, and we are in the process of creating one more course that will cover the age group from 14 to 18. So from 4 to 18, we will cover the entire age group of children.
You are capturing all sensitive areas and sensitive age groups, because with every age group, the issues differ, and so you are catering to that. That's wonderful.
Right.
I'm keen to know about the process, the duration, the methodology that you put in to create this content, because videos is something which attracts the most, and everybody watches it, everybody understands it. Reading material, the handbooks is something that I understand can be only accessed or can be understood by a certain age group. So, what is the process behind it? I think even the viewers would love to know about it. That, how do you plan it?
Yeah, so Arpan has spent over 15 years addressing this issue. So, of course, we have content available with us. But to identify that what age group do we target, we first see what should be, in the content piece. And then we have a focus group discussions internally to identify, okay, this should be the target audience and this should be the product. And then we create a blueprint around it with our content and curriculum team. Then we, have a pre-shoot session that we call it, wherein we design the script, we hire the actors, we take auditions, and then we come to the production part of it, where we shoot the raw footage of our course and video. And once we shoot it, we have a post-production discussion wherein we discuss what are the relevant part of the videos that should be there, and all the relevant parts should be omitted from that video. Then we have a discussion with our internal team, wherein every other vertical gets to have a say in it as to what should be there and what could be the shortcoming of a particular course or video. So we take the feedback, we collect it, we implement the feedback, and then we launch it. Once we launch it, before that, we do a pilot with real students in the schools to understand if there is a triggering point. And if it's a triggering point, then we omit that triggering point, and then we launch it and share it with other partners.
That's actually a great process, because you are involving everybody in the team.
Correct.
Who's putting in efforts, taking their feedback, taking their review.
So one aspect of it is that why we make it so inclusive is because we have a person safety education team who go out and teach children about child sexual abuse in the school classroom setup. So they have better understanding of what could trigger a child. So it's better to take everyone's input and then, implement it and then come up with a course launching process.
That's a great process. Can you share a bit more about the modules that you cover with children when you talk about child sexual abuse? What is that you tell them of what they need to be aware of? Because my understanding is that since CSAM is growing a lot in India and a lot of children are being targeted now, so what is the effective module that you use? What is the impact of it? If you can just share a little bit about it with us.
Yeah, so what we do is we take an approach of calling safe and unsafe touches instead of using good and bad. So the reason why we do it, because good and bad cannot be a good for a child, because then they might think that they are bad or they are good. So to avoid that, we use safe and unsafe touches. So our safety messages go about that whenever you encounter any such scenario, then you should just shout and refuse assertively and get away from the situation. Then we come to a point wherein it's important to talk about that incident to an helpful adult. And a helpful adult could be your parent, could be your teacher, could be your grandparent. So it has to be communicated to someone whom you trust. Keep on asking help, until you get help. So it's very important because sometimes parents just ignore kids, and in that point in time, it's very important for the children to repeatedly saying that person that I need help. So that is why we encourage and empower children to speak about it and seek help from the trusted adult. And we also put emphasis on that it is not their fault, because of course there are many times when children come up and think that it is my fault, it happened because I did something wrong, which is not in the welfare of that particular children.
So, right, that there is a stigma around victim blaming, and
Yeah,
then
it's a stigma around it, and we have limited acceptance because people think कि मेरी family में तो नहीं होता. It might happen in others' family, but मेरी family में नहीं होता. So there's still a lot of stigma attached to it, and that is why we keep on bringing more and more people and spread awareness about it.
That's true, because there is less acceptance even today when we talk about a child is suffering from something. We do not accept it because that's not normal for us to even understand it. But
Correct.
it's high time for even educators, parents, caregivers to understand that we need to accept certain things with the kind of environment our children are growing, with the kind of resources, with the kind of support that we are able to provide to them. We need to accept certain things, and we cannot just put things under the carpet that this doesn't happen to us. Like it's not a matter of caste or class over here. It's about an individual who might not be that open, might be not that extrovert to share things, but we need to at times speak to children how they're suffering, what are their feelings, what are the emotions, what is there in their mind, so that we get to know the reality and we can give them the best possible solutions over there. So that's sorry, but that's really interesting for even viewers to know that what's happening around children and their safety at the moment, and how organizations like Arpan is contributing it largely to protect children online and offline too. So, Ankit, my last question to you is that, you're talking about children. A lot of your work is focused around children, but I want to understand from the perspective of safety. So, since you have spent a lot of time creating resources, developing this content, so how does your content contribute to the safety of children when they use it, when they consume it? What is that you keep in mind about safety?
Yeah, so firstly, it offers consistent availability of engaging resources for children as well as adults, regardless of their location. It helps children to identify safe and unsafe situations and empower adults to take necessary actions to prevent CSA and handle disclosures effectively. So yeah, I mean, we designed this so that we can reach out to individuals who we cannot reach out through our direct services. So one positive point is that it is, directly consumed in whether you are in home or you are in school. It can be consumed directly from there if you have good internet connectivity. Yeah, so you don't have to talk about it with anyone. You can just consume it because it is self-based. And so basically it spreads the kind of awareness and aids in preventing CSA. It also empower adults to address this issue effectively and handle disclosures more effectively. That is what I would like to say.
That's fantastic, Ankit. And this is really helpful to even get a background check on what is happening right now. And I'm sure all the viewers who's watching this video, this episode of ours, will value and will gain some insights from what Ankit is sharing with us. And the process, the methodology that they follow at Arpan, because that is really important for any organization who is talking about child sexual abuse or who is talking about child protection, child safety. We need to know that, and openly and transparently also to know that, what is the process, because many organizations, they are putting their processes together, and if there is any overlap, that then they, probably they can consult each other and they can look into some strategies that can coincide and work together, and also have opportunities to collaborate with one another, because we don't need to reinvent the wheel every time, but we need to be a part of that wheel. So somewhere or the other. I would like to thank you, Ankit, for giving us your time. This was beautifully shared, and we really enjoyed speaking to you about your work, the content, the practices, the methodology that you have to create content. Fantastic content. People, please visit the website to learn more about the content. And I deeply thank you once again for giving us a time. And all the viewers who are watching this will gain some insights from what you have shared. And once again, thank you for joining with us, Ankit, and congratulations and best wishes to the whole team.
Thank you, Vedasta. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit, for your time.